ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. I, of course, am your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by the prolific hunter himself, Zealeus.
So I really want to take your Mountain Dew and just start taking swigs out of it, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to freak you out like you're giving your Mountain Dew. And just start double fisting it. What?
Ew,
What's wrong with that?
No.
It's better than drinking it, like, out of a cup that's probably never been washed.
No, this has been washed.
In the last, like, month.
Yes, I keep bringing down more. I just forget to bring them back up, okay?
Wow. The stereotype gets worse and worse every time I come over.
I know,
like,
okay.
you just add to your... I don't want to say credibility because
Let's
that's
say
actually...
legend. Let's say legend.
Legend, thank you. That could have good or bad implications. So your infamous legend of the living up the stereotype is in full effect. I'm very proud of you and your whatever you are.
First of all, I want to do a quick little, I guess, PSA or whatever. This shirt, Embrace the Weird, is from Felicia Day's anti-bullying campaign, so I'm wearing it.
Did you buy the shirt?
Yeah.
So is it like a thing where if you like you buy the shirt, it goes towards like her nonprofit or something? I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's towards like I think it's just a journalized anti-bullying thing.
Sweet. Yeah, oh wait, he's pulling up more swag.
All right, so
Charlie is playing with zombies.
So Walmart was having one of these like we have no idea what the hell these are, so we're gonna throw them in a bucket and they're like $1 piece. So here are I don't even know what the hell these are. Zombies with 2 Z's, and they're different zombies, and I think they've got some kind of app put into it.
Good call,
Good call, Clash.
This is so much better than a dance. I mean, who needs to go actually touch the opposite sex? It's totally overrated. I mean, look at me.
There's going to be many dances, but there's only one crazy Thursday night hangout every week.
Wow, you're a great salesman, Charlie.
I know. Okay, so let's get. I want to point something out really, really quick, and then we'll get into some of the topics.
You realize it's never really quick with you?
I know, but
I'm just saying.
I like to give all the viewers hope.
Thought it's gonna be quick for once. That's what she said.
Ha ha! High five. Okay. All right. Anyways, once again, let me talk about Extra Life really quick.
Tell us, what is Extra Life?
Ultra Confusion is going to be participating in Extra Life, which of course is happening in November. It's going to be a 24-hour Game-a-thon where I will be participating, in, basically playing 24 hours. Zealeus will be joining me at some point for X amount of time.
I must bring over my monster rig and set it up as part of the fun. And I will actually, when I'm playing, I will try to be streaming on my Twitch channel, which has been dormant for quite some time.
Attaboy.
Which will be interesting with 2 of us streaming at the same time.
We'll see how that works. But anyways, if you can help at all, it is a charity event. If you can donate $1 or more, it would be amazing. If you go to extra-life.org, search for Ultra Confusion, or of course you go to our website, ultraconfusion.com. There's an article about that right now. Is there any Ultra Confusion merchandise, like shirts or something like that? Sort of.
We need cafe press.
We do have. I literally have just a couple more T-shirts left. I think I got 2 or 3 Ultra Confusion T-shirts left. We've got lanyards and we've got buttons.
Oh, we got lanyards and buttons. Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
I just pulled a Charlie.
Nice. Okay, while Zealeus is trying to collect his thoughts, like I said, if you could donate anything, that would be amazing. We are playing specifically for the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
Okay, remember. Are you sure Child's Play just is not a pretense? They'll play 24 straight hour video games without getting in trouble with the boss.
The boss knows I do this once a year.
I know, but it's still...
At some point... Okay, so at some point, what's going to happen is I will have an extra body that I'll have to watch while I game.
Okay, fair enough.
My son, Finn.
Yes.
Okay, so since we're on Clash of the Bro, if you want information about some of the Ultra Confusion merchandise, we would
hit us up.
Hit us up on the website.
We have the contact information. It's everywhere.
Yes. I will hold on to some of the stuff for you, or your friends. You know, just we can work something out. Anyways, since we're on the Extra Life topic, I do want to bring up something because this is happening this weekend.
Like
actually,
tomorrow.
it starts tomorrow. Tomorrow is part of Extra Life there's been a huge push for tabletop games, and so Extra Life is going to be doing a special tabletop appreciation weekend. There is still time to join one of the many teams that's going to actually be on this tabletop appreciation. These teams are like Geek and Sundry, which is Felicia Day's. Clash of the Bro, go to alteredconfusion.com, and there's a contact us form, and then I'll give me information, and I'll hit you up. There's a Geek and Sundry team. There is a Nerdist team. There's a Dungeons and Dragons team, and you can join those. And I think if you raise enough money, you may get like special exclusive items for different organizations.
No,
I can't remember
the
what
thing
they're
is,
all
like
off the top of my
video
head.
games, you can just kind of like for 24 hours, you can kind of get in that zone and veg out. Tabletop games, after probably about 16 hours, my brain's just going to stop working.
Okay, so
That's my worry. I'm going to get there, and I'm going to be like, I've cast a fireball.
No. Okay, so Zealeus is kind of misunderstanding what the tabletop appreciation weekend is. You can pop in and pop out. It's not going to be a 20. You don't have to do 24 hours of gaming. It's just this is a chance for individuals or organizations that don't really video game, but they do tabletop game to raise money for the charity.
So it's like a Andocon, but not for the Andocon Foundation for the Better Future of America.
Yes,
Okay.
basically, yes.
That makes more sense.
So anyways, there's still time. Go over to extra-life.org. You can find out all about the Tabletop Appreciation Weekend. I highly recommend that you join a team. If you don't join a team, you can still create an account if you want to fundraise. I know it's like last minute, or you could just game and stream your stuff saying, hey, I know that I'm not on a team, but I want to show my appreciation for tabletop gaming. It's amazing. You definitely need to check out this game and that game and this game.
There you go.
All right, so let's move on to some of the independent games. The first one is Filled. Whoops, and I, of course, screwed that up.
Whoa. Oh,
There
my
you go.
God. Oh.
Filled,
Ooh.
Renegade Monsters. Clash of the Bro, do we have a public Skype profile?
We used to Skype.
We used to Skype. It's there somewhere. We do it for interviews. I'd have to find it again. I don't remember what it
I
is.
don't even know what my Skype username is.
It's Alter Confusion. I'm pretty sure. I just don't know if it's Altered whatever. I'll figure it out. But anyways, Filled, Renegade Monsters. It's a board game.
It's a dice board game, and the basic premise of the game is it's kind of a hex grid of a map. And basically what happens is there's 8 different classes, or character classes, whatever you want to call them. And so you have 6 of them in your hand, and you play one of the dice. And the whole idea of the game is you want to combine your dice like so the hexes touching each other so you get points. But the catch is, if I play a zombie on one hex, and then my opponent plays a zombie in the hex
Right
next to it, then they get all of those. So like it flips the colors basically to their color.
So let's give you a quick little look at Filled so you can kind of get an idea of what it is. It is available. You can play it through the browser right now. I believe it's on iOS and it's coming to Android. And they just
I think it's the other way around, actually.
okay, or maybe it's Android and
It's
it's
on
coming to
Android
the
now,
iOS.
it's coming to iOS.
And they are also they just started a Kickstarter to make a board game, a physical board game edition of this game. So let me show you the trailer real quick. Zealeus, do you want to plug in? Or
I'm
no?
good. I've seen it.
You good? Okay.
I watched it.
All right. So let me flip over real quick and show you Filled, which of course I need to make sure that I have the right one.
Oh, that looks like Filled to me.
Yep. So here we go. Filled.
Embody the
Filled,
fearless
renegade
spirits
monsters,
of
blue
forest,
dude,
ice,
with poison
lava, and desert.
and fire.
In
See-
field,
Okay,
renegade
so
monsters
the elements
are
don't actually have
deceptively
anything to
safe
do with
board
anything.
games.
It's just a class color.
The elements are actually, yeah, it's just going to be the color that you're going to be using. There's no benefit to being ice or fire or wind or
These dreadful
Whatever.
The band.
But,
switch sides
okay.
at every turn
Different
and
maps,
hand
which is
over
kinda cool.
land
there are different maps,
You,
but
you
you have to
buy
unlock.
them. You
yeah,
have to buy
you-
them with the gold.
Right, and you gain gold by winning games.
Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, right there, you're seeing rankings and stuff.
Yeah.
That's the problem I have with the lobby. If you play in the online version, guess how many people showed up in the lobby when I tried playing?
I had 16.
I had 0.
Renegade
Weird.
Monsters
I had
for free.
16.
Really?
Download
That was
it
my
now
issue with the game is I couldn't find anybody to play with.
So anyways, that's a quick look at Filled. It's a very simple game, but it is fun. I mean, it definitely has. It definitely has like it's easy enough where you can pick it up and you may not be good at it, but you definitely know what's going on. You have an idea. You have for that map, the starting map, you have 4 different creatures. You have werewolf,
wolf,
zombie,
werewolf.
skeleton, and witch. Now, different, yeah.
It's a wolf thing.
No, I said werewolf, zombie, skeleton,
Okay.
and witch.
Okay.
And different maps will have different creatures, but those are going to be your 4, and then you randomly dealt out 6, and then you you basically draw a card or draw a dice at the end of every single turn, and then so you'll never have the exact same configuration per match.
And the one thing I do like about it is it's one of those games where a lot of board games, you know well before the end who's going to win the game.
Right.
But because of the flipping mechanism, or if you play the witch next to their witch, it flips all those cards or dice, whatever we're calling them, then it flips those points. So you can literally play a dice or a card in the last turn and win the game.
Yes.
And that's one of the things I like, is a lot of games, it's like, okay, I already know. That and the games last like 5 minutes. So it's, it's very quick to the point.
Well, okay, so there are 2 modes, at least on the website. There is the 48-hour mode, which you can basically, it's like playing turn chess, like in old school, where you make your move, and then an email gets sent out to your opponent, and then your opponent will log on, and it's basically that. And then there's also, I think it's like a 2-minute limit, I think, or something like that. No, it's shorter than that. 60 seconds. I think it's 60 seconds where you have to basically go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So
I only ever got to play against the computer, which is instantaneous.
Okay, well, when you play against an opponent, I think it's like 60 seconds you have.
Okay.
So, anyways, if you're interested in Phil, definitely check it out. Like I said, it's on it's in the browser. Android first and iOS coming soon. And of course, they are making a Kickstarter board game. Just go over to Kickstarter and type in FILD, Filled, which I don't know. I'm guessing that maybe it's
what?
Forest, Ice, Lava, Desert.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Stands for stuff. It's crazy.
All right, the next independently developed game I want to talk about real quick is a game called Essence. And Essence is, I'm going to fully apologize to developers. I totally dropped the ball on this one. I should have told you way back.
How far is way back?
Beginning of September.
Oh, that's not long ago. Way back. Sounds like September of 2008.
They started a Kickstarter just as they were emailing me. So I caught it with like 12 days left in the Kickstarter.
That's plenty of time, bro.
Yeah, I hope they make it, but I do want to show you Essence. I definitely like the game. I like games that are a little bit of a change of pace. This is more of an experience than it. If you want a fast-paced action game, this is not what this is. This is.
I don't care.
This is an environmental experience type of game. There are, I believe, it's 30 worlds or 20 or 30 worlds. I want to show you the trailer really quick so that you can judge for yourself if you want to donate to this Kickstarter. If not, they have already gotten it greenlit on Steam. So let me show you Essence really quick.
Or as quick as you do plays.
Yeah. I do like the fact that this is all actual gameplay. See, this is the type of game that I like to like mellow out to. One of the games that I recently played.
You know what it reminds me of right off the bat
What?
is, what's that game that I didn't review for like 8 months?
Karma Flow?
Yeah, it looks like Karma Flow.
Yeah, but this is
Like very atmospheric.
yeah, absolutely. This is a very atmospheric game, and oh shoot, what was the game that I played? I want to say it was like Time Lapse or something like that. I mean, this is the type of thing that I definitely would get lost in the environment. I would probably play this game exclusively just to kind of chill out and zone out, and I think it would be, audience, what do you think? Because I of this game or Filled, you can chime in if you want. I don't know. I just sometimes I just like to take virtual walks.
And where's the zombies?
There are no zombies. Not every single game has to have zombies, Zealeus.
That's disappointing.
Whatever.
What about a dragon?
I don't know. There might be a dragon in here. I don't know.
Go ride the dragon to the top of the lava pit.
I mean, there's like 20 or 30. There's 20 unique craft worlds. So, and I'm sure they didn't show a little bit of. I'm sure they didn't show off 20 of them.
No, I've seen level 3.
Yeah.
So is there a point to this game, or are you just
It's kind of like an atmospheric exploration game where I think you're just probably you're just exploring the world and probably going from point A to point B. I'm sure that there's like checkpoints. You could, but you probably get gamed at some point.
Well, you want to play against PvP.
Angelus, it does seem rather relaxing and somewhat hypnotic, easy to get lost in. Absolutely, and I think that's the point. You want to get lost in the atmosphere, in the music. Craig has said that's a great set of visuals. Feels like exploring Myst, but many years after Myst.
I was thinking Myst without the puzzles.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I don't know.
This game is going to need a solid soundtrack to pull it off.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, this is one of those where sound.
You definitely need some. I mean, yeah, and it's got to be the right sound.
Go higher, like 2 steps from now to make music.
Blaze Master Celestial Visions, absolutely. I mean,
That's cool.
yeah, that looks gorgeous. I mean,
It does. And fade to black, and now back to the misty morning fog.
Yep, and slow down the music. Kind of
Because
just calm down.
you've made it
into
free of the zombies.
There are no zombies.
There's one behind me right now. I can feel it. My hair's tingling.
Yes, the music is hypnotic. I agree, Craig.
Reminds me of Enya. Become a part of the journey.
You know what? I've been to places like this with the assistance of LSD. Thanks, free Nakamoto.
I was actually thinking like this would be a great game to play like high or something. Yes.
Yeah, you could probably say that. But anyways,
Yes.
Not
that I would do that in Georgia because it's illegal.
But anyways, that's Essence. Definitely check it out. We've written up a little piece of it on Alter Confusion. I hope it succeeds. I really do. In some shape or form, I would love to see this. Yes. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having that soundtrack while I run RPGs. Oh yeah, that would be good. That as kind of a little bit of a background when you do pencil and paper.
There's some great YouTube channels that have that exact type of background music.
Yeah.
That I love to use actually when I'm playing FPSs. I know it doesn't make much sense, but that's what I use.
I got no problem with that.
Well, it's it's like kind of balance the craziness of the game with chilling music.
Well, I think when you're doing an FPS, you kind of need something that kind of mellows you out, so that your eyes aren't bulging out of your head, so that you can actually pinpoint what's going on.
Well, it's either that or death metal. It depends on like if you're playing like a sniper or a heavy character.
I'm sorry. Every single time I think of death metal, I immediately think of the death metal cat. Have you seen that?
No.
That is fucking hilarious. Yeah, you got to Google it.
Death metal cat. All right, I'll see you guys.
Not now, later.
That's a cat, man. I got to go check it out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to bring up something. This isn't, well, I mean, it is an independent game of sorts. This, of course, has been the biggest. It is the Guinness World Book record holder for crowdfunding. 171 backers. Yeah, I know.
Ooh,
I know, Blaze Master. I like I said, I apologize. I didn't jump on it soon enough, and I hope that now they have gotten greenlit So you know that Steam's throwing a little bit, Valve is throwing a little bit of money their way. I just think that they probably needed that 66,000.
Here's, I think, the problem with Essence from a Kickstarter standpoint.
Yeah.
And we talked before with a lot of the Kickstarters, you got to have that video that really hooks people.
Mm-hmm.
And when I watch that video, yes, I'll grant you it's beautiful. And like we all say, it's like, nice and hypnotic, but it doesn't have that hook that you see in a lot of videos. So I think as far as a Kickstarter goes, when people are watching it, like, okay, that was cool, and then you move on to the next one.
That's true.
It doesn't have that immediate grab, or unless that's a game that you really want to play, that specific type of game.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see it that grabbing many people's attention to be like, okay, I'm going to give my money to that game. Because it doesn't seem like from watching it, there's really a whole lot going on. Like I didn't see anything about it like a storyline or what are you actually interacting with, which that's, I think, what people are looking for in video games.
Well, I think, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't completely agree with what you're saying, but actually, the agree it was nice, but told me very little about the gameplay and what type of game it is. Absolutely. I think the way the video ultimately comes off is that it is one of those games. It's just like one of those movie trailers that you see, like, oh man, that sounds really cool. Maybe I'll check it out sometime. It's one of those. It's not, oh my god, I have to have it immediately.
But those are the trailers.
And that's what you have to right. But that's what you need for Kickstarter. You need that video that makes you scream, oh my god, I got to get that immediately.
Yes.
And it's one of those, and unfortunately,
it's the Hollywood effect of trailers.
Yes,
it's exactly what it is. It's a Hollywood trailer is what you're trying to make.
Speaking of which, if you see, this is a little Hollywood secret. If you see a movie trailer, a shit ton, like crazy amount.
Eventually, you'll see the whole movie.
No. It means that they're trying to get it stuck in your head because they have no faith in it. The more you see a trailer, the more often you see a trailer, the worse it is. So that's why I saw Fantastic Four so many times.
So why did I see the Avengers Age of Ultron so many times?
Because it's the exact same movie as the first one.
Okay.
No, it is. If watch Honest Trailers breakdown.
Okay, well, Honest Trailers is not a legitimate argument. I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong. I love Honest Trailers.
No. It is a legitimate argument. It's like they made very good points about a lot of stuff. I'm like, oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're not going to talk about Age of Ultron because I, amazingly enough, have not seen it, and that is the movie my wife and I am going to be watching tomorrow night. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I haven't seen it. Okay.
Where are the kids going to be?
Asleep.
Oh, good luck.
Okay, so let's talk about Star Citizen really quick. I know that this has basically been a complete
clusterfuck.
Yes. Of course, it's had record high crowdfunding. They're selling ships for like 15,000 actual dollars.
I want a real ship, man.
So there's some stories that are coming out right now that, of course, the names have been changed to protect the innocent. But
thank you, SVU.
There are current employees and ex-employees that worked on Star Citizen. They're basically like, this game is effed up. All the money, they're saying that it's mishandling of funds. A lot of the money is going towards the CEO's mansion, cars, and vacation trips.
Hell yeah.
You're not supposed to. Apparently, it's a secret, but it's a public secret. Basically you have the CEO, and then you've got the head of kind of like HR,
okay,
and their husband and wife. But you're not supposed to know that, but everyone knows that. And so apparently she is like psychotic, and people are literally having to leave because they are under so much stress.
Nice.
But apparently, out of, I think it's what, $87 million?
It's a lot.
They're down to like $8 million, and they have basically nothing to show for it. They spent all their money on getting A-list actors to do full-length motion capture, cutscenes, voice acting, and of course everyone's going, but how the hell do you have a script because you don't have a game? Who knows?
Just think how amazing the game will be if it ever comes out.
The thing is, this game is everything for everybody, which means it's never going to come out. And of course, they're going to run out of money. And I'm going to be very interested when everyone comes down on it, because the FTC has already come out and said they've already made a precedent that if you're crowdfunding, you have to supply like a refund. Now, of course, if you read the fine print for Star Citizen, they make no promise that your money will that in case they actually accidentally go kablooey, that you will get. They don't actually promise that you're going to be able to
The
get your money
problem
back.
is that EULA does not override law.
You signed a contract.
You've
accepted a contract.
It does not supersede if it's not federal law though. So that's the thing. FET is making a rule, but the FTC can still overrule a EULA contract.
Right. But the better the EULA is worded.
I mean, the EULA might as well say we could kill you in your sleep, and just because you sign it does not make it legal. I'm just saying a EULA is not. It's a contract, but it does not supersede law.
Look, here's the deal. If they can kill you in your sleep, and they do, you're not going to be able to sue them.
Zombies, man!
Oh, for the love of God, zombies. But anyways, if you have money in Star Citizen, and I think I might actually have money, I don't even remember at this point.
A lot of people probably don't know.
The funny thing is they raised all these funds so they could get the game out in 2014.
Well, we might be a little bit behind schedule.
Yeah.
It's a little bit, what was that other game? Well, I don't know, we always talk about our panels. Another game that raised a whole lot of money, and then it ended up becoming split into multiple games.
Oh, you're talking
Double Fine Adventures.
Double Fine Adventures,
Yeah,
which is Broken Age.
To a much grander scale, obviously.
Absolutely, but the thing is, Broken Age, Double Fine Adventures, Broken Age, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, they did make...
You got something!
Right, absolutely. Right now, Star Citizen, you can spend $30,000 for for a special ship.
But here's the thing with
that
Star
you'll never be
Citizen,
able to look at. What?
Is they have... It's not really a game, but they still have a playable version of it. Yes, you can't really do anything, I'll grant you that.
You could go in a hangar.
Yes, but at least they have something, so if people are like, I want my $30,000 ship, like, oh, sure, here's your ship in a hangar.
Right. But you can't actually interact with it. The thing
I'm just saying they're going to be able to say, "Oh, here's something."
So one of the biggest issues with Star Citizen, and I didn't really understand all what Star Citizen is trying to do. But one of the things that Star Citizen is trying to do is that every single ship you can interact with the entire outside of it and the entire interior of every single ship.
Good Lord.
Yeah, and they keep adding more models.
Maybe they should have just kept it. You either do it two ways. Well, three ways. One, you can have a minimal number of models to start with.
Mm-hmm.
So you only have a few that you have to interact with.
Right, which would make sense.
Two, you only can, like, say, maybe interact with the inside or outside in a complete way. I would probably go with the inside, personally. Or three, you don't do any of the above, and it becomes like an expansion down the road once you've actually made a freaking video game.
Screw it. Just
do it all!
No, just remake FTL. No, I mean, that's exactly... I mean... You're interacting with the inside of the ship. I mean...
Okay, actually, that'd be pretty damn epic. If basically... So, you know, this is supposed to be this grandiose 3D world of space.
It's a 2D...
If we get like a 2D version of FTL, like, oh, here's a $30,000 ship. It's 5 pixels.
2D, top-down...
Yeah.
They've spent a lot of money in the wrong places. They've spent a shit ton of money on alien linguistics when they don't have a game.
Basically, it sounds like it's going to become another, cautionary tale of what could go wrong when you raise millions of dollars for your Kickstarter.
Yes, apparently this guy would be an amazing salesman, but he really needs to have a producer on top of him to keep him on track. And a lot of the current employees and ex-employees are saying, look, what he's trying to do is he's trying to make a movie. At the end of his watch, Star Citizen is going to turn into a movie. Mm-hmm. It's going to be like a CGI and real live action mixed together movie. And I'm like,
But it's one of those things where almost like, if you think of some of the bigger Kickstarters and what have happened to them. You've had Star Citizen, you've had Broken Age, another one that always comes to mind is Ouya. And you think of those really big, three of probably the biggest Kickstarters,
Planetary
speaking,
Annihilation.
and look what happens. It's almost like they get too much money. Like, we don't know what this shit to do with all this money. Let's go crazy! Is what like ends up, instead of, say you raise $5 million for $1 million game, instead of making that $1 million game, first, like, oh, hey, look, now we have $4 million to improve it. They tried making $5 million game, which really would have cost $10 million. Like that, like they estimate what they can do with the money that they bring in past that initial goal once they do all the stretch goals and shit.
Right, and this
And
is
that
something.
seems to be a common theme in these Kickstarters.
And this is something that Zealeus and I have actually talked a lot about in the panels that we've done over this past year, and that is that when you're doing Kickstarter, you really need to understand your stretch goals and make sure that they're actually within a financial scope. Now, there are a lot of games like Star Citizen, like Double Fine Adventures, that well exceed their goal, and what happens is they keep throwing in new stretch goals to try to keep the money going, because you want to get as much money as possible so you can kind of like pad your fund to make sure you make an amazing game. But the issue is that when you're gaining money so fast and then you're having to throw stretch goals in so fast, you're not thinking about, oh, I'll just add a new world. That's going to be awesome. I'll add new characters. I'll add new animations. And you don't think about, the time it'll take to do the art, to do the rigging, to do the testing, to do the design, to do the writing. There's so many extra
every element you
components.
add. If you have, say, start with 2 elements in your original game,
Mm-hmm.
and you add a 3rd element, you're only
Right.
affecting 2 elements.
Absolutely.
All of a sudden, your stretch goals, now you're up to 6 elements.
Mm-hmm.
So you add a 7th element, now you're affecting 6 elements.
Yeah.
So it becomes very much a cumulative. It's almost like a logarithmic scale of complexity.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just adding one thing, it's really adding multiple things every time you add that stretch goal.
Mm-hmm.
And just whoop, goes straight up on your cost.
Right.
And
that's something that I don't think.
And I think a lot of Kickstarters, my impression at least is, I'm just throwing that number. Say every $1 million Kickstarter, you raise a $5 million Kickstarter. You just, even without the stretch goals, everybody's like, dude, this game is awesome. I don't think people would be terribly pissed off if you still just release that $1 million game.
Right.
If you're still getting something
Right.
out there.
Free Nakamoto, have there been any Kickstarter video game projects that turned out to be complete
Yes.
Yes.
There was actually one we had today.
There was one that we
just read about.
we found out about, and it is called
Mansion Lore.
Yeah, Mansion Lore.
By Golden Games.
Golden Games. They raised over $30,000, and now they have disappeared.
Like literally, they don't know where the person is. And Kickstarter, yes, there's a policy that the Kickstarting company has to return funds to you if it does not work.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? If they don't know who the hell is in charge of Golden Games, which apparently Kickstarter is not responding to information about, how are they going to return the money? We don't know.
Right.
So yes, it is. It has been scammed. Yes, but Kickstarters put things in place such that it used to be basically free will, where basically, oh, the game didn't come to fruition, guess what, you're out of money.
Mm-hmm.
Now at least Kickstarter has some kind of policies in place where basically, if, a game is not released or a product in general, then you have to get your money back. But as with anything, there's always going to be a way to be frauded out of your money. That's the problem with anytime you give money, it's very much a possibility.
Right. There are. I was hoping I could find this one really quick. Unfortunately, there are quite a few fraudulent games out there where they've raised the money and then disappeared into the ether. There have been, and it's more, and it's been basically everything. It's been board games. There was a board game that was fraudulently done. There's been quite a few video games. There's been movies, food.
There's like a cookbook or something.
Yeah, there's a cookbook.
Raised a whole lot of money and basically didn't cost anything.
Craig says, for many Kickstarters, the content generated by stretch goals is what makes the product get out of control and be late or maybe never happen. Absolutely. You need to have your work in order before the Kickstarter goes up. Once again, absolutely. Now, that's not to say that you can't introduce new stretch goals, but to be honest with you, I think if I were to ever do a Kickstarter project, what I would do is I would have, I would list like maybe 2 or 3 or maybe 4 stretch goals, and then have a couple hidden away so that if we do start like exceeding our goals big time, then we can add a couple.
But you already had that calculated in mind before you raise all your money.
The Stomping Land was abandoned, I think. I don't know. There was one game where it was like you're on an RPG, but you can learn how to code at the same time. And this dude basically walked away with $70,000, and I think he's living in Mexico now.
Oh.
It happens, and it's unfortunate because a lot of people are like, well, man, Kickstarter's so scammy. I should never kickstart any projects. It's the unfortunate thing about media. Bad news is the big news. There are so many successful projects that actually deliver. A lot of them, when it comes to video games, they deliver late because they don't understand. Yes, the horror that came to Atlantic City, gigantic bust. That is the board game I was talking about. There was a board game company, manufacturer company that did honor anyone who kickstarted the board game to allow them to gain a copy of the game, and then they immediately stopped production because it wasn't really
sucked.
no, but the thing is, there are so many amazing Kickstarter projects out there that I highly recommend that you still check out Kickstarter. Yes. Is there a risk? Absolutely. With any type of investment, any type of donation, there's always a risk that something's going to go wrong. It's just unfortunate, but this is the way the world works. When something goes wrong, that's when you hear about it. It's very difficult to find out about these people helping, I don't know, the elderly on a daily basis, but you sure as hell will hear about the elderly being treated poorly by people every single night, maybe 2 or 3 stories on the national news. The question is, what do you think of Kickstarter versus Greenlight? So here's the deal. I think that Kickstarter is where you lay your foundation, and Greenlight is where you get a little bit of an extra slush fund to give you a little bit of extra space, a little extra cushioning to get your game developed, which means that you're going to be producing it for the PC as one of your main platforms. There are a lot of games out there that are trying to go straight to the mobile market, but I would recommend that if you're going to go the Kickstarter route, I would rather go the PC route and have the Steam Greenlight as well. Craig says, best Kickstarter practice, from what I've researched, is to just put 1 or 2 stretch goals up first, use that to gauge the interest, then reveal new stretch goals as Kickstarter builds and builds. Absolutely. Angela says, a game that's doing a decent job of stretch goals right now is the Others 7 Sin, because they already had plans for like 10 expansions before they started getting funded.
Having a plan ahead of time, that's
absolutely
crazy.
The thing is, and this is specifically for, basically for every project. Screw it. You can no longer come with a concept or just an idea. You have to have something. You have to have, for a digital game, I would recommend that you have a beta. You have a true vision, idea, what you want to do, and of course have quite a few stretch goals, and then show just a little bit of it so that you can look at, so you can add them and not get yourself in trouble, not get over your head and then get pressured into doing more than you're capable of doing. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to continue the Kickstarter chat, we could definitely do that. Or if you have any topics that you would like to chit-chat about, we're always open to audience
participation?
Indeed!
That is
we love
crazy
it.
talk, sir.
Speaking of audience participation, to the 3 conventions we are going to currently, that of course is AndoCon, Canuga, actually it's going to be Canuga, AndoCon, and then MomoCon. We are going to be doing a panel called Video Games Today.
We are?
And yes.
Cool.
And we are, it is going to be literally, if we can get everything to work, we're going to try to do a live Thursday night hangout. It's like every Thursday night. It's going to probably be like a Saturday afternoon hangout, but that's what we're going to do. And we're basically going to do this, but where we're going to, I know this is a secret, but we're going to try to bring people up from the audience to actually jump on. We just have to figure out all of the shenanigans for actually streaming. Definition of beta. That is my problem with Greenlight. Too many people have wrong definition of alpha and beta. Ooh. What is your Zealeus, what is your definition of what differentiates from alpha and beta?
Basically, to me at least, an alpha game is one that I would not show my friends. The beta one is one I would show my friends, or not be embarrassed by showing my other people that I know. That's kind of like what is the functionality of the game? Right. The alpha is still not. It has a lot of known bugs, even ones that I cannot work around as a developer. Mm-hmm. It's basically a broken game still. Whereas a beta, it's still, I would consider a beta one. If it really is beta, it's pretty well functional, but there's definitely still things where I would not release it to the public. That would kind of be where I would look at it. And there's obviously a spectrum between alpha
Absolutely.
and beta there.
Absolutely.
But it definitely seems kind of to your point, is it's definitely become very muddled.
Right.
Like you're saying, people are releasing games that they say are beta. Let's be realistic, they're alpha when they come out.
Absolutely.
And I think that's really one of the issues that you see with Greenlight and early access, which I know how much Charlie loves early. I don't see a problem with it. I think it's the worst thing Greenlight. Obviously, Charlie disagrees. That's okay. But that's a lot of problems. There's a lot of those games, they say they're alpha and they say they're beta. And like people don't even talk about alpha. Basically, developers, it seems like, they look at alpha as it's not open to the public. Beta is open to the public. That seems to be the kind of generic definition of alpha versus beta.
Okay, so I'm going to be a little bit different than Zealeus here. For me, alpha could potentially be available not to the public, but to a closed community outside of the developer. In my mind, alpha is basically you have the backbone of the game, and you basically have placement, text, placement, or basically just so people kind of understand the overall concept. Beta is where you have close to the finished product, but it's still buggy. That to me, where the art might not be the finalized, but it's really damn close to the way the swordsman's going to look. And the music might not be finalized, but you kind of get the idea of what the music is, instead of having like text going, "You insert music here later,"
Which would probably be alpha.
Right, exactly. So, yes, there definitely is like a huge gray area between what the hell is alpha and what the hell is beta.
Well, we also see now a lot of games that come out as gold and are really still beta.
If that.
I mean, it's become such a blur between alpha, beta, and release of games coming out, and they're not even finished products yet. I mean, look at, we always like to talk about Assassin's Creed Unity coming out, and now it's surely as hell not finished.
Yep.
It's not just, Ubisoft who's had terrible releases. All across the board, developers are doing the same thing, where basically they're releasing a game before they're finished. And it's, it's a large part, I think, because, yes, it's the computer, you can release the PC. But I wonder if, in a way, having immediate access, and you can just download the game anytime you want, it's also allowed that. Because now, we can go ahead and release the game. It's almost like, in a way, like, we know how much you love it, it's almost in a way like, not Kickstarter, the one that you hate.
Early access?
Yes, thank you. It's almost like early access. But they're just releasing it now because, hey, they think it's finished.
Real quick, actually, he says he agrees from everything I've been told. Alpha is all mechanics but lack polish. Beta is UAT testing, bug fixing, and last minute resources. Yes. Craig asks, have you guys watched the new Muppet Show? It's effing awesome. Reality show style Muppet Show.
I had no idea there was new Muppets until now.
Okay, I have, I watched all of the little teaser trailers, and I actually wanted to watch it, but I haven't gotten around to it. I'm just honest, I am so far behind on TV right now.
That's the least of your worries?
Yeah. Unfortunately, my time's being spent changing diapers, calming a baby, and doing some alter confusion stuff, and hopefully in between sleeping. But sleeping has been far and in between.
I still like my sleep.
Well, you only got a cat.
Yeah, I know. She doesn't really keep me up at night. It's kind of nice. Yeah, it's right. Come over here. Is all the birth control I need, Joe. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. So I do want to watch it. I've heard that the new Muppet Show had the potential of being something absolutely 100% amazing, and it slightly misses the mark. But that's what I've heard. I can't agree or disagree because I haven't actually watched any of the shows.
One of the 16 new sitcoms on TV this year.
Yeah, basically.
There's always a whole plethora and two stay around. That's why I never actually watched TV shows until there's 2 or 3 episodes or 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you fall into the Firefly trap. God rest ye merry soul.
Speaking of which, the Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk have created a web series called Con Man. It's a show that you watch through Vimeo. It requires a season pass. I think it's $15.99.
Okay.
And then you get to watch a bunch of episodes. It's got a lot of like sci-fi celebrities in there, and it's about it's kind of like a fictitious after Firefly type thing. They're on a show. Nathan Fillion is the captain, and Alan Tudyk is the pilot. Alan Tudyk's career doesn't really go off, and Nathan Fillion becomes this huge star.
Nice.
And then it's all about them going to conventions and all these people basically drooling over the fact that this Alan Tudyk's character was this pilot in a show that got canceled. So I mean,
Speaking
basically,
of sci-fi
Firefly.
shows, so I started watching on Netflix, Farscape. Wow, the first couple of episodes are absolute trash terribleness. Just
No, they're not that.
oh, it's painful.
When you get when the
I've heard it gets good in season 2, so I'm trying to make it through the first season, but right now the first season is just terrible.
You're weird.
Oh, it's just
Apparently,
the storylines are not.
it's strong until the blue bald-headed woman leaves the show, and then it goes to shit.
See, I hear the opposite. I hear the first season is the worst, and then it gets much better after the first season once the show kind of figures out.
Interesting. Do we have any Farscape fans out in the crowd?
Who can say one of us right or wrong? Because
Or neither of us?
there can only be one truth.
This is not Highlander.
It is to me.
Oh God. We're drawing.
I got my samurai sword in the back of my car. You should watch out, yo. And I know Sean Connery.
I call shenanigans.
When he talks
With
in
a
his
Spaniard?
weird Spanish accent,
Yeah.
yes. It still throws me off. I'm like, wait, no, it's not right. Sorry. Just no.
Wonder.
So I started playing a new game this week. It is called Concrete Jungle.
Mhm.
The best way I can describe it is it's a mix between a deck building game and a SimCity type of game. Basically, the idea is that you have different cards, which basically you drop into a grid, and the surrounding area they either give points or take away points.
Mhm.
You then have to build houses around these structures to basically get points or lose points. And then each row you're trying to accumulate a number of points. It's a hard game to describe unless you actually watch it. I know I'm doing a terrible job of it.
So can we have you stream?
Yes, when I play it. I've only played like one stage.
Mhm.
But so far, it's if you're into any kind of like, puzzle strategy games, it's definitely a game worth checking out. It just came out on Steam like 3 days ago or something. And of course, I had to buy it right away. It just sounded really interesting because, city building puzzle, sure, why not? What about you, Charlie? What have you been playing lately?
Let's see here. What have I been playing? So I continue to play I Can't Escape Darkness because, gosh darn it, I'm going to beat that game. But I'm not. I'm never going to beat that
Why
game.
are you not going to? Are you afraid of dark too much?
No, that game's fucking hard. Okay, so here's the deal. There is a specific set of things you have to do. There's specific rooms on every single level that you have to get to. But every single level outside of that room is randomized. And you will fall down a lot of holes. And when you fall down those holes, you have to find stairs to go back up.
Do you have like nothing to light your way so you know that?
You
hey,
have a
there's hole?
flashlight, but it's limited battery. So if you leave that flashlight on for too long and the darkness consumes you, there's something in the dark that you do not want to mess with and will kill you instantly.
What about like a torch?
There is an item that you need to get. I think it's on the 3rd floor. If you could get it, you can survive without the flashlight.
Ooh, nice.
But
You're not so lucky.
you need to be able to find that room before accidentally falling down to the 4th floor.
Oops. And you have not yet.
No, I have a couple times, but then I haven't been able to do it. Yes, Angelus, I Can't Escape Darkness is mean and cruel and unforgiving. Abso-freaking-lutely. I can't tell you how many times I was like, all right, this time I've got it. And then I died.
But is it fun?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of
Did you enjoy playing it?
I did, but at the same time, there's definitely a frustration factor because I'm like, you son of a bitch.
No, is it a good kind of frustration, like a Demon Souls type of frustration, where you're gonna die constantly, but it's your own fault, or is it just more of a tedious, annoying?
I would say it's a kind of a slight step back from Demon Souls. I think that sometimes the way that the randomized levels fall kind of dicks you over, but a lot of it you definitely need to pay attention, and a lot of it there's definitely pieces of the game that's literally chance. There's buttons on a wall that sometimes open up a new passage, and other times will dump you into the floor below. So
You just don't know unless you press it.
exactly,
I know. I got you.
exactly.
So once you make it to the next level, is there like checkpoints or anything?
No, there's no checkpoints.
Oh.
You start from the very beginning.
Ooh.
Well, there is a chance to save game, but I don't do the save game. But I did turn. Okay, so there's an option to turn on the save, the ability to save the game, and there's also the option of turning on the map. I turn on the effing map. You son of a bitch! It's a randomized level. I am not going to try to memorize the level.
Draw out every single level like you're playing Zelda.
Now it is a grid based. It's a square based grid. So
Why don't you save the game?
Hmm?
Why don't you just save?
because chances are the one time that I do save, it turns out the next time you can also have holes in the floor blocking hallways. Yeah, exactly. It's randomized. Chances are I have a better chance of just basically starting from scratch and then trying to run through the game and actually beat it than try to replay this specific version of the game and then finding out at the very last minute that I'm going to get dicked over. So I might as well just start from scratch.
But that hasn't worked for you so far. I'm just saying.
I know, but it's a very tough game.
Okay.
It's a very tough game.
Fair enough.
Let's see here. What are the? I've been playing a little bit of Brawl, which of course is the Bloober Team game. I need to write a review of that.
Every time I hear the name, I think of Brawlhalla.
Yeah,
I know it's not the same game,
I know
obviously,
it's not.
but my mind does weird things. It's broken.
I have a bunch of like RPG games that I think it's made by like an RPG maker, and I just have not had time to really delve into it. That of course is Secret of Magia,
Not Secret of Mana.
Rania RPG, and Destiny Warriors. I'm going to be honest. I just don't have the time to devote to those. But I am going to start playing Doorways, Holy Mountains of Flesh.
That sounds like a bad name.
Yes. So, audience, once again, if you have any additional topics, we'd love to talk about it. But while we're waiting on an audience topic, let's give you a quick rundown of where you can find information about Altered Confusion. Of course, you can go to our website, www.alteredconfusion.com. You can go to our Facebook page, Altered Confusion, just search for it. Twitter, at Altered
Like Altered Confusio without the end, because Altered Confusion would just blow up Twitter.
And it's too long.
YouTube is Altered Confusion LLC, because we are apparently a limited liability corporation. And then Twitch TV, which you are currently on, or so we think, unless you're watching through the
Video.
Matrix, is twitch.tv.com/alteredconfusion, or yes, you could be watching on YouTube in a post-production stream of Charlie and I rambling on about video games for the last 53 minutes. So that gets about another 20 minutes to ramble on more about video games and other things in the geeky nerddom realm.
Booyah.
Where are we at with the contest?
So there are no contest winners, so we're going to extend it one more time. Now, of course, here's the contest.
One more time, I win by default.
So here's the contest. Really quick, we are gifting a lucky fan one of 4 prizes, and this is the last time we're going to do this. We've already gifted 2 prizes already, and we're going to do it one more time. And that, of course, is we are giving out one of the following: a full pass to MomoCon, which means basically I think it's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Does it go to Monday too?
I don't know, but I will not be there if it does.
But anyways, MomoCon. The entire run of MomoCon, that pass is taken care of. Or it could be a full pass to Kanuga. It could be a full pass to Andocon. Or
there's always more.
It could be a 3-month subscription to the Indie Box.
Didn't you just get an Indie Box?
Yes, I did.
What was in the Indie Box? I'm curious.
The Indie Box this month was right there.
It was a skull.
That. No, not that.
It was a beer.
No. Give me the damn box. Oh, Lord. It was Towerfall Ascension with the expansion of Towerfall Dark World.
So what kind of game is this?
It's kind of... It's how do I describe Towerfall? You're not going to find information on there. I'm just going to tell you that right now. It's like a kind of like a Smash Brothers type of thing, where you choose a character, and you level it up. But all the characters are archers. I think I can't really remember. It was on the Ouya.
Wasn't there a crown?
Yes, there is a crown.
Where's the crown?
I've hidden it away.
That's unfortunate.
I know.
Why'd you hide it?
Because I knew you would steal it.
I wouldn't steal it. I just temporarily borrow it until the end of time.
Steal it, yeah. Uh-huh.
Jeez, you're so negative about me. What have I ever done to you, man?
Too much, man, too much.
Oh, I don't need to know any more about what I've done. I probably forgot.
Whatever. I do want to. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen out there in the crazy internet world, there, of course, is this, influx of importance and popularity and variety of esports. I think a huge tournament or piece of the League of Legends season is happening very soon. I do find it. Thanks, Craig. Sorry that you got to head out. Once again, Nerdburger Podcast and Nerdburger Games. Nerdburger Games, of course, is the makers of Merzen Acquisitions, a game you have to kickstart when it comes available sometime next year.
Indeed.
All right. Anyways, back to esports. I do find it interesting. So, in an effort to kind of like streamline a lot of things, what a lot of companies have done is that they have these centralized locations for teams to compete, to do for playoff positions.
Sounds reasonable.
Right. The issue is that there's like a European one, there's a US one, and I think there might be an Asian one, depending on the game.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes there's an issue with getting a foreign visa to come in.
Okay.
So my question is, how the hell do we get around this? I mean, like.
Well, I wonder, because obviously pro athletes travel around the world to play.
Right.
But I think a big difference is with other people, you're Kobe Bryant, you're traveling to play basketball.
In China.
You got somebody to freaking do that for you.
Right.
You're talking like pro players.
That's true.
Be it soccer or baseball, any of those sports, a lot of times, you're going to have that institutional support to make sure you get your visas.
Right.
Because I know people who've had to get visas. My aunt, she actually travels around the world to work for the order she's a part of. And I'll tell you, keeping her visa in check, I mean, she lived in Italy for 5 years, legitimately working, and still at times getting the approval and getting everything straight. She's almost been locked out of countries before.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though she has a fully legit visa, she does her thing in Italy, she's a United States citizen, she still has tons of problems at times with the visa, both on the American side and the Italian side.
Mm-hmm.
Either getting it renewed or whatever needs to be done. So I think a lot of times especially with pro athletes, they have those organizations, that's what they're doing full time, and they know how to keep it straight.
Right.
I think probably makes a huge difference. And I would also probably think a large part of it too, because it takes time to get those visas.
Right.
And I wonder sometimes if these esports athletes, they might not know that they need to come to America until a month before an event starts.
That's true. You might not know that you may not know until the last minute that your team is qualified.
It takes a lot of time to get these things in order, and that definitely is an issue. And I know there have been, it's actually a really big issue with wrestling, with WWE, is it is not that uncommon for one of the wrestlers to not go to an overseas trip because of visa issues. Basically, especially when they're doing their Far East tour, you always hear of at least 1 or 2 wrestlers who get left behind in the States because their visa didn't clear. So, it sucks, yes, for the esports athletes, for us, not to see the best of the best, but it's, the world of visas, it's a complicated thing.
Yeah.
It happens quite a bit more often than I think we hear about.
Yeah. And actually, real quick to just tie this up, because Angeles has a good topic, and I want to talk about it real quick. But when the first Smite World Championship happened, quite a few Chinese teams couldn't actually get their visas to come to the tournament, so they had to basically I think one team was like a makeshift team. They just
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
grabbed a bunch together and to form a team. Any new exciting Halloween horror games? It is October. So there is a game. It's called Layers of Flesh. It is in early access, which pains me to recommend this, but it's okay. So there's two versions of early access. There's one that actually has an end date in mind, where they're literally just they need a little bit of extra financing to kind of push it out the door, and also gauge the
Interest.
the interest in the game. Then there are those individuals out there who literally throw an alpha, charge you $15.99, and basically you're paying them to bug test it, alpha test it, beta test it, and then chances are that game's never going to come out.
So it's kind of like an MMO.
Sort of. But Layers of Flesh is a game that should come out in the next 3 or 4. Well, actually, see, it was back in August when they said this. So September, October, November, December. So it could be November, December, or January when this game comes out. But it is available right now. It is a crazy, spooky-ass game.
Have you actually played it?
I have not actually played it. I've seen a lot of the trailers, and I've heard a lot. I mean, Kotaku's already picked it up. A lot of the internet review sites have already.
So it's become quite a buzz.
Yes.
Okay.
So that this one's got a huge ass spotlight on it, so they can't fail.
Well, we know how that
This
was
is by
for Star
Bloober
Citizen.
Team, by the way. It's by
Oh,
Bloober
okay.
Team.
So it's a team we know can make games.
Yes.
And that's what they do is spooky games.
Yeah.
Or
Well, they like to take some horror pieces and put it in a
that
game.
sort of thing. Yeah.
I can't think of any other really new ones. I'm always a sucker. I'm always looking for that next like spooky ass game that I could turn the lights off and get scared to death. One game, it's pretty old now, but I loved the first Condemned for the 360. That one scared the crap out of me. I swear to God, there were nights when I was living in Orlando where I thought some overly muscular dude with some kind of weird ass disease was going to bust through one of my walls with a rebar pipe and slam me into the ground.
Sounds like a weird fetish to me.
It was scary as shit. Now, of course, do not play Condemned 2. It was a terrible game.
And I don't think I've ever actually played a horror game in my life.
I
just never, unless you count like Resident Evil 4, which is really not scary.
the Dead Spaces were good until Dead Space 3 when they're like, let's remove the horror component so we can appeal to a larger audience.
And how'd that work out for them?
It bombed because everyone who was going to buy the game was going to buy it because it was a horror survival
But
game.
what about the larger audience part?
It never materialized.
Oh, well, that's a problem. That's unfortunate.
It'd be like trying to sell, let's see here. It'd be like trying to sell saying that you're going, oh, damn it. How do I do this?
You had it.
I did, and it's just, I played, nice, Free Nakamoto. Very nice. I'm not even going to repeat that.
What? I didn't see anything.
No, yeah.
No,
There are some good horror games out there. Horror.
English language, man, it's painful.
How about scary ass games?
I don't do too well with it. Isn't it the same thing? Horror games, scary ass games?
Yeah.
Usually there's a lot of overlap.
When they don't even read it.
Phil's birthday, man.
I feel like it's going to be one of those, like if you say it really quickly, it says something different. But so we're going to ignore that.
I'm good at that.
Yeah.
Ignoring things.
So I want people's opinion on this. Apparently, this news has come out about GameStop,
Okay.
a place that I will not venture in anymore because of their used game practices. But apparently,
used games.
apparently, GameStop is going to stop selling consoles that have just the game code bundled in them.
Why?
Because because they're helping the manufacturers cut them out. Because if it's a game, if there's an actual physical game in there, there's a chance that since you bought it at GameStop, you could turn around and sell it back to GameStop and they can make a profit off it. But if it's a code, it's a one-time use code, and you're never going to resell that game.
In that case, I like GameStop because I like the idea of used games, which I know you don't like, but that's okay. I'm over you. So I
Look,
agree.
it's they're so Sony and Microsoft are really, really close. I swear to God,
It's a dumb move.
switching over to demo mode.
It's a dumb move on GameSpot.
GameStop.
Whatever. GameStop. It's pointless at this point to fight these. It's coming.
I know.
Whether or not we like it, it's coming. But yes, for GameStop to not sell a game because of that, it's kind of silly because they're just shooting themselves in the foot because people who maybe would have once gone to GameStop to actually purchase the game, they're going to go there like, oh, sorry, you can't buy it. It's game code only. Okay, I guess I'll go buy it from Xbox.com or something. And then that's where they'll get their games from.
Screw it, just buy it on Amazon.
Or some other vendor other than GameStop. So that'll be their last time trying to purchase a game. It's kind of the idea of margin leaders. You bring people into your store based on margin leaders. You sell something really cheap to get them in there so they buy stuff more expensive. GameStop, it's probably the other way around. You get them in there to buy their $60 game, and then like, oh, hey, look, they see the $20 used game that GameStop sold for $5. And so that's really silly on their part because they want to get that person in there so they can buy something else. So now they're not going to get that person in there at all just to spite this policy.
Really?
That doesn't seem like a very long-term effective strategy. Because if I'm Xbox, if I'm Microsoft or Sony, and this is GameStop's policy, I'm like, oh
awesome.
No. Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, okay, that's fine with us. We don't care. I don't think Microsoft or Sony get two shits about GameStop or any of the brick and mortars anymore. Like Walmart might be the one company that they actually care about. That's about it.
Angelus, I bought a Wii U because it had the Legend of Zelda controller and a digital Wind Waker HD included. I was this close to actually getting a Wii U at some point, and I kind of got a renewed want when I saw the Mario Maker.
Watching Mario Maker Battle and Brew is fun.
Yeah.
Although some of those stages were just absolutely masochistic, and I'm like, this is just I would throw that would drive me to throw my controller through the screen.
See, this is my problem with any type of system where you're allowed to create content and then throw it out there. Unless they have a really good filter system, you are going to be just overrun with the crap. And it's good. I know there's a star rating system that that can that you
I just
can
got all
follow,
my friends
but
to rate it a 5-star. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Free Nakamoto. We don't have
I don't know what better Twitch
any
TV
of those
is.
great emotes.
Yeah. Our emotes are our faces. This is the emote. See? Happy. Sad. And I'm done. That's all I got. Can you emote for us, Charlie?
No.
You can't be
Angelus, and it was the same price as the standard Wii U because they had so many of the limited editions.
Well, that makes sense in that case to buy the limited edition.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I like it.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually gone into a store and bought a game in a year and a half.
Oof. The last game I bought, I'm sure, was used from a brick and mortar store.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been years since I've done that.
I want to say it was a Professor Layton game.
Ooh, that's
Whenever the last Professor Layton game came out, I think it's the last time because I was at Target.
That's a good choice.
And I bought it because I needed a reason to be at Target during my lunch break while I was working.
And that's a legitimate excuse to say I have to go buy a video game?
Well, I, of course, bought some other stuff.
Oh, right.
And then hid the video game in the bottom of the bag.
Wow. Marriage 101, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, since I'm in the area, I picked up this, I picked up that, I picked up this.
That's very convenient.
It was like yesterday. I went to Target to pick up, what did I pick up? I picked up something, and I ended up buying like a, I don't know. No, not a grill. I bought like baby clothes, HEPA filter, some extra energy drinks, because I was there.
Sure. That's what Target is one of those stores you walk in to get like Your $10 something, and you end up walking out with like $50 of shit.
$50. Good lord, man.
I
That's
mean-
lucky.
That's what happens to Target.
Yeah.
Or any store for that matter. It's really annoying. Damn those end caps.
Anyways, I do like. I just want to bring this up one more time for those individuals who did come a little bit late. Alter Confusion is once again participating in Extra Life, and that of course is a 24 hour.
Or it could be
Game-a-thon.
24 games in 24 hours. It's a choice.
It is for charity.
I think that's what you should do, Charlie.
No, I'm not playing 24 games in 24 hours. Alter Confusion is exclusive.
We're the exclusive game player.
All the money that gets donated to the Alter Confusion team is going to the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
Or Charlie went many times because he was a klutz.
Some of them were not my fault.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm just saying.
Uh-huh.
But anyways, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta helped me. It helped my families. Helped many children, many of my friends. So I feel that they deserve.
I was
some
indestructible,
of this charity.
so I never went.
Yeah, but some of our friends definitely did.
Sticks to legs.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, so if you're able to donate anything like $1, I know Extra Life's guidelines is like, well, you should ask for $25, and then if they can't do that, then you can ask for less. Let's start at $1, okay? Everyone's a budget gamer nowadays. If you could donate $1, that'd be phenomenal. If you could donate, I don't know, $50, $75, $100.
If you could donate some Mountain Dew to his habit.
All of this money goes to the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. I mean, I'm doing this because I want to support.
Doing this for the kids, man.
Yeah, I'm doing it for the kids, man.
There you go.
I mean, I've done it. This will be my 4th year in a row. This will be the 2nd year that I'll be doing exclusively independent games. Well, actually, no, there wasn't exclusively independent games because I did play a couple MMOs last year.
I might play Defiance.
Yeah, I played some Defiance, and I also played some Tour.
Well, Defiance is a good standby.
Yeah.
I think it's a solid choice.
Yeah, it is. I might play some Smite.
Yeah.
But who knows? But anyways, I'll be gaming for 24 hours. I will probably start early. I'll probably start at like 4 a.m. And then go to 4 a.m. 4 a.m. on Saturday and run to 4 a.m. on Sunday, so I can sleep a little bit and not miss the entire day because I know my wife will not allow that to happen.
Nice.
Yes.
She's the smart one.
So anyways, check us out, Extra Life. Just go to extra-life.org, or you can go to alteredconfusion.com and you can find the link there and you can donate if you can.
There you go. I like it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we need to wrap up this show. Unfortunately, I apologize. I know that everyone loves to stick around and chit-chat. Hopefully, I'm going to be streaming.
What do you think you may be streaming?
That is a very good question. I could be streaming a little bit of Brawl.
Okay.
I could be streaming a little bit of Luckslinger. I could be streaming a little bit of Smite if I can get the damn thing to work. Because right now it says you have to install the prerequisite software, and then it keeps timing out, going, I can't find the prerequisite software. I'm like,
it's available on Steam now too.
I know that's true. Smite is available on Steam, and actually, you know what I need to find out how to stream on my Xbox One.
Ooh.
Because I have Guns, Gore, and Cannoli for the Xbox One that needs to be played. I mean, that literally needs to be played. It is a great game. If you do not have it, it's on Steam already, and of course, it's on Xbox One.
There you
go. So there you go. Once again, real quick, here are our social media links that you can hit us up on. Oh, to enter the contest for the AndoCon Pass or the Canuga Pass or the MomoCon Pass or the 3 months free subscription to IndieBox. What you need to do is you need to basically hook up with us on one of these social media.
The website, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Twitch TV.
Well, Twitch is going to be a little bit. Well, yeah, you could do Twitch.
Probably YouTube,
Twitter, Facebook,
or
the website
are the most.
What we're looking for is a comment, something that has a little bit more than just comment, and that will enter you into the contest. And then we will select a random winner, and I will reach out to you personally, and we will.
For some reason, I'm not eligible then.
Because we've already been through this like bajillion times.
I'm just saying the IndieBox
You could buy it yourself.
So can anybody else watching.
I know. If you want to check out the Indie Box, it is theindiebox, that's all one word, .com. And you can see all the different plans. But if you're interested in any of those passes or the Indie Box, or hell, if you just want to find out more information about Alter Confusion, follow us on every single one of these things. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, and like us on Twitch TV. Can I enter again? I don't want Zealeus to get it.
No, Angelus, you're ruining my life.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Angelus, this lucky man in the crowd, he won a full pass to MomoCon 2016.
There you go. That's awesome.
Unfortunately, the other winner is not in the crowd tonight, and that is Whack Kid 47. He also won a full convention pass. So the convention passes have been the hot item. Angelus, unfortunately, I cannot put you in, but I know that you have a lady friend.
Ooh.
That might, yes, a full pass. So, if you want to go to MomoCon, it's not travel or hotel, but it will get you into MomoCon for free, or AndoCon for free, or Canuga for free.
There you go.
So there you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, this is the end of our show. I'd like to thank you all for joining us on another amazing Thursday night hangout. If you want to, find out any more information, stop doing that. Free Nakamoto, you're fine. It's Zealeus.
You've already said this like 8 times.
Okay, anyways.
See, Free Nakamoto knows this better than you do.
I know. Thank you for tuning in to the Alter Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. For myself, Charlie, and Zealeus, it's been a pleasure to give you this hour and 15 minutes of awesomeness. We hope that you tune in next week. Whatever. We hope that you tune in every single week. It is every single week, Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time,
7 o'clock Central Time.
And it goes for an hour and 15-ish minutes. Of course, we do more than just the Thursday Night Hangout. I'm going to start trying to stream more on Twitch. There's also quick looks, let's plays or playthroughs, something slightly different. And we do when we do interviews with developers, or we have Georgia Game Developer Association meetups, International Game Developer Association Atlanta chapter meetings. Those also get recorded, and of course, all of the talks that we do at conventions, plus a couple of other talks that happen at conventions.
So much content, man.
I know! So you definitely need to check us out. Definitely keep up with us, and tell your friends so that we can make this an amazing party that keeps growing every single week. So for myself, Charlie, and Zealeus, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother.